Math 6, Module 3, Lesson 10, exit ticket. It says, Kendra collected data for a science project. She surveyed people asking them how many hours they sleep during a typical night. The chart below shows how each person's response compares to 8 hours, which is the answer she expected most people to say. Okay? So if you see it there, you have 3 columns, the name of the people, the number of hours they actually slept, and then that compared to 8 hours. Everybody see it? Now, A says plot and label each of the numbers in the rightmost column to the table above on the number line below. So we're only looking at that shaded column there. Do you see it, how it's shaded there? That's the only column you're looking at. You're going to plot those points and label them. Now, remember what I said to do. You're going to look for the farthest left point, and that would be -1, right? Okay, we have -1, we have 0, and then what's our farthest right point? Well, our farthest right point is going to be 1.5. So I got to know that I got to have enough space to go from -1 to 1.5 on this number line. So what are we going to make each segment out to be? Celine? Fourths. Yeah, let's do fourths here. Well, you could do 0.5, but if we want to expand it on out, let's see if 0.25 or 1/4 will work. Okay, so let's start with -1 over here. If we're doing quarters, this is going to be -3/4, -1/2, -1/4, and this would be 0. And then we would have 1/4. We just have the opposites of all of these, right? 1/2, 3/4, 1. And then we would go with 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. So yeah, the quarters works out perfect for us. So that's what we need to do. Now let's just plot them. We have -1, -1/4, 0, 1/2, or 0.05 or 0.5, and then we have 1 1/2 or 1.5. Okay. Everybody got that? Any questions about that? Okay. Let's go on to B. Now it says list the numbers from least to greatest. Remember, the least is over here on the left. The greatest is on the right. So let's just start naming the ones that we plotted where we put a dot on it. So that's -1, -1/4, 0, 1/2, and 1 1/2. That's simple enough. Now here is the part that's new for today's lesson. C says, using your answer from part B and inequality symbols, write one statement that shows the relationship among all the numbers. Okay, so inequality symbols are greater than and less than, right? Y'all know those. Show something's greater than or less than. Inequality. That means they're not equal, right? That's the reason why they're inequalities. They are not equal. One's either greater or one's less than the other number. We do not have equal signs. So it says we want to write one statement. So what you do is you choose either greater than or less than and use it. Okay? So I'm going to choose greater than here. Okay? I'm going to choose to use this one. So what I would say is, I'm going to write it at the end of C here. I would say 1.5 is greater than 1. 1 is greater than 1/2. 1/2 is greater than 0. 0 is greater than -1/4. And -1/4 is greater than -1. That's one statement that shows every bit of that. Now, if you were going to use less than, you would just flip it all. Right? You just write it in reverse. I'm going to write it below C right here. So I would say -1 is less than -1/4, which is less than 0, which is less than 1/2, which is less than 1, which is less than 1 1/2. Both statements are true, even though we use the opposite inequality symbol. Okay? Any questions about that?